Hope Channel, changing lives.
Good evening, and you are welcome to the consulting room. Just like we do it every Monday at 8 p.m., we come on your screens on Hope Channel, either on TV or on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching us. You join us in the consulting room where we discuss all your issues about health. We talk about salient topics that are affecting us every day, and we've had a great impact, and people are really enjoying the show. So I hope that you joining us today, whether you are an all-time subscriber or today is your first time watching us, you're welcome to the consulting room. Today we are going to talk about being born too early. Yes, we always say that if you have, Ghanaians have the attitude of saying Ghana man time, and we always go to events an hour or two hours later than we are supposed to report to. Some people even take it to their interviews and all sorts. But then if you're a baby and you are in your mother's womb and it's not time for you to come and you decide to come early, sometimes it causes a lot of issues for you, the baby. That's if the babies understand what I'm saying, but then it causes issues for the babies, it causes issues for the mothers, it causes issues for families, and at large it affects the economy and the society that the babies are born in. So today we are just going to have a conversation about born too soon. That is premature babies. Some people call them preemies. Some people say, some health workers say preterm babies. We will understand all these terms. So on just 17th of November, just this month, was the World Premature Day, and all over the world, people, or health workers most especially, they commemorated the day by holding events and giving publicity to this worldwide problem. And it's in Ghana too. I'm sure you know one or two babies that were born before time. In Ghana, we are used to the months, 7 months, and the baby was born, instead of you saying like 32 weeks and all of that. But today I have in studio with me Dr. Nambia, a pediatric resident. Hey, I was going to promote him, but he'll get there very soon. Okay, so Dr. Nambia, you're welcome to the consulting room.
Thank you very much.
I hope the week has gone really well for you.
Yes.
And you've been seeing a lot of these babies and trying to care for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening to your cherished listeners. I'm Dr. Nambia Success. I'm here under the auspices of Pediatric Society of Ghana, Greater Accra Regional Branch.
Okay, all right. You're welcome to the
you.
studio. And joining us later on Zoom is Dr. Gloria Amponsa-Kudia. Almost all the topics about pediatrics or children, you see her on the show. So she'll be joining us once again on the program on Zoom. So we'll be going for our very first break. When we come back, we'll learn about all the things that pertain to being born too early. Do well to stay with us.
Dairy-free coconut milk. Cocoa Dairy-free coconut milk is a fully plant-based milk, non-curdling in tea or coffee, and it's a lovely treat with any breakfast beverage or meal. It contains calcium and vitamin D2 for strong teeth and bones, and vitamin B12 to help boost your blood for vitality. Cocoa is 100% vegetarian and is approved by the Vegetarian Society of UK. It's also lactose and dairy-free, which is good even for people with lactose intolerance. Cocoa, get one today. Cocoa Dairy-free coconut milk. Nature's health at your doorstep. For bulk purchases, contact 027-444-0180. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Cocoa dairy-free coconut milk.
Hi, good afternoon. You've just contacted Ellis McCarthy Healthy Foods. How may we help you, please?
Hi, anyway, I really need your help. I've heard about you, but what do you do? Like, what do you do?
Ellis McCarthy is an agro and food processing company. We do catering, we do fruit hampers, we cater for corporate lunch and breakfast.
You know what? You know what? It's exactly what I need. Because
Okay.
at this moment, I really need a fruit hamper for Abotche who is sick. I would love you to deliver that to him. And also, I've recruited some staff in here. I need lunch. And then my in-laws are coming this weekend. I will need food. I really need food. So I don't know. How do I go about that?
You are at the right place. We would send you a WhatsApp message and then we can conclude that for delivery as soon as possible.
God, thank you. So I'll be on guard. I'm waiting. Please.
Ellis Mukasi, confidently different.
Welcome back to the consulting room. And before we went on the break, we said we're going to talk about being born too early, whether it was good or bad. And we have in the studio with us today Dr. Anambia Success. Doc, what does it mean to be born too early?
Okay, thank you for the question. When we say you are born preterm or born too early, it means that the baby is delivered before the pregnancy is 37 weeks.
Okay.
So any baby that is born less than 37 weeks is a preterm baby or has been delivered too early.
So you know how a lot of the pregnant women in Ghana, when you ask them how many weeks are they don't really know. 37 weeks, how many months is that, like, approximately?
Okay, that's 9 months.
That's so before, if you are born
If
before,
you are born earlier than 9
months,
months, maybe 7 months, 8 months, 8.5 months, that's preterm.
Okay. So does it happen in Ghana? And if it happens, does it happen a lot?
Okay, so in Ghana, from the data that we have about 128,000 children that are delivered preterm. That's before 37 completed weeks.
128. That's a huge number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's not limited to Ghana. Worldwide, we have about 15 million children that are born.
Oh, that's almost like half the population of Ghana, almost half the population of Ghana. Oh, okay. So is it looks like it's a worldwide problem.
Yes, the worldwide problem because out of the 10 deliveries, about 1 is born before term, that is less than 37.
That's more relatable.
Yes,
so
if you take 10 babies, you have 1 that is preterm.
Okay.
Worldwide.
Okay. So you know, now there's some information going around, and with the influx of social media, the internet, people are getting more and more information about preterm babies and preterm deliveries and all of that. Is it increasing or is decreasing? Okay,
so the incidence, if we put it that way, is increasing from Kolebu. The data available to us from 2005 to 2019, we have seen an increase. I think it was about 8.9%. It's now 18.9%. That's in terms of percentage, those deliveries that are preterm. So it's increasing.
Well, it's rather increasing.
Yes.
Now, what are some of the reasons why it's, because now people know? I'm not saying that all of us know about it, but then more people know about it, and now it's increasing. What could be the reason?
when we start talking about some of the risk factors, then we'll understand.
Okay.
For instance, we know that teenage pregnancies are on the rise.
Yeah,
yes,
unfortunately.
and it's one of the risk factors. Our women in childbearing age are more into substance and drug use, which is also a risk factor.
Yes.
Our economic conditions are worsening, and one of the risk factors is if you are coming from poor socioeconomic background, where maybe if you are even pregnant, you are not able to access care, you are not able to do the screenings, etc. So that is also one of the ways, the reasons for it being increasing. Yeah.
Talking about the increase in drug use, I think I've seen it, and now people don't really mind doing it publicly. At first, you see a lot of Ghanaians would hide and take alcohol and the drugs, but now not everybody, a lot of people are just either experimenting with it or abusing it, and it looks like it's really going to be a problem. So young lady, you unfortunately you are less than 21 years and you are pregnant, and then you are also taking alcohol, and you are not eating well, and your lifestyle is not the best. Please, you are not harming just yourself, but you're harming your baby as well. So we would welcome Dr. Gloria Mponsa-Kodia to the consulting room. Dr. Gloria, if you can hear us, you're welcome. Okay, so while we wait for Dr. Gloria to join us again, we would continue the conversation here in the consulting room. So you've spoken about some of the risk factors. Dr. Gloria, good evening. Dr. Gloria, good evening.
I hope you can hear me.
Okay, back to the studio. I think we'll get that sorted out. So what can be done to prevent these babies from being born too early? You've told us about some of the things that cause it, but if you can give us practical ways that we can all take to help reduce this burden of preterm babies.
Okay, thank you so much for the question again. So I started talking about some of the risk factors. In some cases, there can be what we call spontaneous preterm labor. That is, we don't know why the pregnant woman just goes into labor. So that is one. So what we recommend is that before you get pregnant, ideally you should do preconception care.
We don't do it in Ghana at all. A lot of us don't plan our pregnancies.
I mean, there are women who have chronic conditions, maybe diabetes, maybe hypertension. Those need to be well controlled before you get pregnant. And we mentioned nutrition. So good nutrition, healthy lifestyle, avoiding alcohol, smoking. That not only are risk factors for prematurity, but also low birth weight.
Okay.
Then when you eventually get pregnant, infections can cause preterm labor.
Okay.
So we recommend that you go to the antenatal clinic at least from like 12 weeks. Then you attend at least a minimum, the recommended minimum is 8 times. So you start your antenatal.
You know now, the 12 weeks is just about 3 months.
Yes.
Yes, but then some women wait till 6 months before they come to the hospital.
Yes, so that's a challenge, because some of the things that can predispose you to preterm labor can be detected, and then when they are controlled, then it lowers your risk. Yes,
lowered,
But if they are not detected, for instance, maybe you are pregnant, you think it's 1, but it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If it's multiple, you are at a risk of delivering preterm. Yes. So sometimes the fluid around the babies, the amniotic fluid, may be more. If it's detected, maybe something can be done about it. But it's only at the clinic that
we'll be able to see
those
it.
can be done.
Okay.
There are some women also that have what we call incompetent service, or their service is short.
Yeah.
So they may come and then they have recurrent pregnancy loss, or they have recurrent preterm deliveries. So those ones, when you come and you have such a history, then interventions can be done. You may be given some medications, or when they are following up after a certain gestation, they can literally close to prevent.
They'll tie the womb.
Yes, so a circlage can be done for you. So those are some of the, apart from empowering our women, because I said that women from low, low socioeconomic background are also at risk of
the preterm
delivery. So those are some of the practical ways that we can employ to reduce the incidence of premature.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Dr. Gloria, good evening. Good evening, Dr. Gloria. Dr. Gloria is a pediatrician in Kumasi, and she's also the executive director of Healthy Kids Foundation, and she's joining us on Zoom. So if you can hear us, Dr. Gloria, you're welcome to the consulting room.
Thank you very much.
I can see you're wearing your World Prematurity Day shirt. I should have worn mine.
You should have.
Anyway, you're welcome to the consulting room. So we already started the conversation. By we, I mean myself and Dr. Success. We've been talking about the prematurity of preterm babies. We've spoken so far about some of the incidents and if the burden is increasing, and he's told us that actually it is, and some of the risk factors that puts a woman at risk of getting a preterm baby. And he was telling us about some of the practical ways to help prevent a woman from getting preterm delivery. So if you can add your own, then we'll just continue the conversation from there.
Okay, so yeah, some of the causes are also ones that you can't really predetermine. So it's important that you visit the hospital, and then as they do the examinations and then they scan the baby, then they can find out, because sometimes it may even be as a result of the placenta not working as it should. So the placenta is what comes out after the baby
in the Chi language, they call it a tradie,
yes, exactly. So if it's not formed properly, if it's not working as it should, the baby can be born preterm. And sometimes too, it's just the baby. The baby, some parts of the baby may not have formed properly.
Okay.
So in medical terms, we say congenital anomalies. Just means that the baby didn't form properly, or some parts of the baby didn't form well. And that can also make the baby come out before the 9 months. These are things that a woman who is pregnant will not see. So as you visit the hospital and then they do the routine checkups, they pick up some of these things, and then they help manage the pregnant woman, and then see how they can keep the baby longer, or even if the baby has to come out before the 9 months, then they can plan for that baby. So it's very important that we do the routine visits when we are pregnant. And I think I heard Dr. Success talking about the teenage pregnancy.
Yes,
it's also very important. A very important cause of premature delivery. And for that, the parents, the society, we must all help, educate our children. Sometimes when you keep the children in school and they are busy, then this teenage pregnancy may not happen. But of course, you also have some children in school who also get pregnant. So that's where the education, the teaching of the morals and all that comes in. And then also providing what they need, because sometimes parents are unable to provide for them.
Something as basic as sanitary pads. So I know some young ladies who are in relationships because their partners, illegal partners. If you are dating a teenager, it's illegal. Their illegal partners would buy them sanitary towels or sanitary products, and they do that in exchange for sexual favors. So, well, this is just a call to all of us and to the government and everybody. Please take the taxes off sanitary products. We didn't choose to have it, and we don't have to suffer for it anyway. Back to the conversation about preterm and preterm babies or preemies. Dr. Gloria.
Yes, so teenage pregnancy, a major factor. And then also the other conditions. So when you are pregnant, you must eat well, so that you don't you get the right volume of blood, so you don't get anemic, and then you also don't get too skinny. You put on the right weight and all that, because when you eat well, the baby also gets the right nutrients, and they don't come out prematurely, or they don't come out looking very tiny and all that. So these are some of the things I would add to what Dr. Success talked about.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So to all our viewers watching us, this is just my own interruption. You've seen the Pella Fest, and it's going to happen on the 31st of December of this year. It's the acapella, all the acapella groups that you know, from Black Capella to Manifest to Note 6 to Vocal Path, Soul Street, New Era, K3M, and we have Mark Enim as well. He's not an a cappella person, but yeah, he's also coming with Gifty Dia, Perez Music, and many, many more. So join us at the National Theatre on the 31st of December. Join us to sing songs, reminisce on old times, and enter 2023 with renewed hope. So the tickets are going for 70 cedis for the regular, 150 cedis for the VIP, and if you're a family of 5, you get to pay 300 cedis. So get the tickets for your family. So this is the 70 cedis ticket. It's the regular ticket. This is the VIP ticket. It's 150 cedis, and for a family of 5, you don't necessarily have to be a family. You can be a group of 5. Now that the economy is economy in all of us, you get you put together 300 cedis, and you come and we will all have fun and praise the Lord at the National Theatre. Now back to the conversation about preterm babies, or babies that are born too soon. Babies that are born before 9 months. So we've now understood that yes, it can, being born too soon is a problem. What are some of the problems that the babies encounter within the short term that they are born, Dr. Success?
Okay. Thank you. I want to send us back a little. We have to look at how, like, when you come too soon, how soon. So because your problems are different. If you come at say 36 weeks and someone comes at 28 weeks. So we classify them based on how soon they come. So for classification purposes, before I talk about their problems, if you come less than 28 weeks, then you are extremely preterm.
Okay.
So those are
extremely too soon.
Yes. So those are very those have the worst in terms of the problems that we'll talk about. Then we can have babies that are born from 28 to 32 weeks. Those are very preterm. And then if you are between 32 and 37, then that is moderate to late preterm. So as a rough guide, the higher your gestation, the better. So if you are
the closer you are to 9 months,
yes, the closer you are to 9 months, yes. So maybe someone that is born at 7.5 or 8 months, or you are nearer 9 than someone who is born at 6 or 7
months,
years. So as you said, because they are not mature, they have a number of problems, but primarily the ones that I'll talk about are the major ones.
Okay.
The first one is that their lungs are not mature enough, so they have breathing difficulties.
Okay.
Yes. So that is one major problem that they come with. Their lungs are not well matured.
Okay.
Then they are not able to suck and swallow. So that is also one big issue.
Then
so
it means they can't have anything going into
so
them
they
to
have,
grow.
Yes, so they have feeding problems. Yes. And then their systems are not mature, their skin is thin, so they are at increased rates of infections. So that's another major problem. They cannot control their temperature. Yes, so they can't regulate.
The system hasn't been fixed yet.
Yes,
So, yeah.
So because of that, and they are also at risk of, because they may not be able to suck water, they may not be able to swallow, they can have low sugars, which can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
We can lose them through that. So these are some of the short-term problems, yes,
okay.
that we
Right.
have there.
So these ones, short term, like the baby being born within 1 or 2 days can have all these things happening to them, and they will be at a big disadvantage. Okay, so Dr. Gloria, we've gotten to know about the short term problems. What are some of the long term issues that babies that are born too soon have?
Okay, so before I go to that, let me quickly add that for part of the short-term problems, they can also get jaundice. On jaundice, we talk about prematurity as being one of the risk factors. So when you have a preterm baby, you must be on the lookout for jaundice. It's one of the problems they have. And then they can also have very low temperatures and then low sugars, as you mentioned. For the long term, they can have problems with their vision. So how they see, they may not see well as a baby that was born at 9 months. And then they can also have hearing problems. So they may not hear as well as their counterparts or the other babies that are born at 9 months. So hearing problems, vision problems, some of them may also have learning difficulties.
Oh, okay.
So they may not do so well in school. They may need to be supported. And then we also have those that have a developmental delay.
Oh, okay.
And so even when we are assessing them, we try to compensate for their being born too early. So if you have a preterm baby or a premature baby who is 2 years, and then you have somebody who was born at 9 months, who is also 2 years, the 2-year-old may be speaking well, but the one that was born preterm may not be speaking as well, or may walk a bit late. And so in terms of their development, they also kind of lag behind.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Yes,
not
yes. I was going to ask.
Mature babies with herpes. Yes. So it's not all of them. Those that are getting palpitations, don't worry. It's not all of them. But some of them do.
You just have to be on the lookout for it, I guess.
Exactly. You have to, because there are interventions for all these challenges. So when you see them, then you can address them. Okay. So just be on the lookout for them.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for that. Dr. Success, what can, we know unfortunately quite a number of preterm babies die. We lose them. That's the sad part. That's one of the reasons why I don't think I can be a pediatrician. Dr. Gloria, sorry, Dr. Success. But because seeing babies who have done nothing wrong dying is hurtful. What can the parents, does both the mother and the father do to help prevent their children from dying? Or basically they are preterm babies especially.
Okay, thanks for the question. As you rightly mentioned, mortality is high, especially in our part of the world.
Yes.
Yes. In some places, if you come at 20 weeks, they
Yeah,
make sure
yeah,
you
you
survive.
live, yeah.
Yes. Here, when you come at 28 weeks, they say you have come too early. So, I mean, one of the things that this program and other programs seeks to create is to educate the general population, including the parents, and counsel them, because not everybody...
To put the 20 weeks in context, I want people to understand that 20 weeks is just about 5 months.
Yeah.
Yes. So those of you who don't understand, if your baby is born at 5 months in US, UK, they have a chance.
Yeah.
But
in Ghana, 28.
Even 6 months plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
yes.
the conversation.
Our age of viability is 28 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes. But most of our babies who are born around 32,
they don't
one
make it.
one out of 2 don't survive.
Oh.
Yes. So for the parents, I mean, it's not one of this platform is also to create awareness.
Yeah.
Yes. So we want to educate them. We want to counsel them that, I mean, they are not alone. Yes. Some of the problems that we've already mentioned, the short and long-term problems, yeah, we speak to the parents about them. We get them involved in the care of their baby. Now we recommend that they start immediate kangaroo mother care. Father is also
so I think we have a picture of the a man and a woman carrying their babies on their chests. If the team can let us have a look at that. Yeah.
Yes. So we encourage that because, as we said, they are at risk of low temperature.
So the image is showing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Just
they
on
are
the
at risk
screen.
of low temperature and low sugar.
So it looks like they have twins, and the father is carrying one. The mother and they are carrying them on the bare chest. Do the babies have clothes on as they are on the chest?
No, we encourage skin-to-skin contact,
okay,
so that will help to regulate the baby's temperature.
So it's not only the mothers that are supposed to do it.
No,
because I can see a man doing it.
Anybody can do
this one. I'm doing an agenda because I worked in Tamale where the men found it unfortunately demeaning to even suggest to them that they should do kangaroo mother care.
Yes, that is why we need to educate and counsel them that it's not only women or the mothers that can do it, because what we are looking at is skin-to-skin contact to help make the baby comfortable, help to regulate the baby's temperature. Yes, for the mothers, it also helps with the bonding. It also helps with initiation of breastfeeding and sustaining breastfeeding. So the parents, we want to involve them from the beginning in the care of the children. We want the mothers to also initiate breastfeeding. Not if the baby cannot suck, we use cup and spoon to feed them. We want to support them to also feed those
babies. Are more images of the kangaroo. So this one will be kangaroo father care. Anyway,
Yes. Yeah, so we need the parents' involvement in the routine care we give to the preterms. Yes, because without...
That's another image. See how tiny the baby is. Dr. Sachs said the screen, yeah. See how baby the baby is.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
such a cute baby.
We have categories of low birth weight. Some are extreme, like less than 1 kilogram. If you are less than 2.5, that's low birth weight. If it's 1.5, very low birth weight. So KMC or kangaroo mother care is recommended for all low birth weights babies. Then we need to involve the parents to initiate breastfeeding and support them with breastfeeding. Yes, we need to encourage them that they are not alone. So we support, because the term babies also, there can be challenges with breastfeeding, and the preterms have more challenge. It becomes more challenging, especially for first-time mothers or first-time parents, because I mean they didn't really plan that the baby was going to come early. Yes, so I mean some of them are even afraid to touch the babies because the babies look fragile. They are very vulnerable. But I mean some of them survive and do very well. So we just need to get the parents involved, counsel them, encourage them to take care of the babies, and then we also support as health workers, and then we can
That's
get the
very
best.
good to know.
Yeah.
Dr. Gloria, so what is the hospital and the community? What do we does the hospital and the community have to do to help prevent the loss of these babies?
Yes, so there's a lot the hospital can do. So I'll first start with the workers or the staff. It can be very stressful for the mothers to have a premature baby. Already the mothers are anxious. They don't know if the baby is going to survive or not. And even the stress can affect breast milk production.
Yes, yes.
So for the health workers, we have to be very, very sensitive and do the very best. Try to counsel them, talk to them regularly, update them on how their babies are doing. Be very careful when we are handling them. Always ensure that our hands are washed or sanitized before touching them, so that we don't put them at an increased risk of having infection, because already their immune system is down.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful as health workers, infection prevention, and also giving them the optimum care that they need. And in how we interact with the mothers, how we encourage them, how we even help carry the babies for them when they are tired. Sometimes you don't have any relatives coming around. And I've seen one nurse actually do this, puts the baby in the KMC position, the kangaroo mother.
God bless the
position,
nurse.
yes, for the mother, because the mother was so tired and the other relatives were not around.
Yeah.
So these kind of supports can be given to them. And then also the equipment. So the hospitals must try and provide the equipment that are needed to support these babies. One of them is the phototherapy unit. So that's the one that produces the blue lights to help the babies to develop jaundice. And 8 out of 10 babies who are premature would have jaundice. So you 80%, have to have use on these babies.
A huge number.
Yes, it's very huge. So 8 out of 10 babies who are born preterm would have jaundice. And so you should, as a hospital, you should have these equipment readily available for use. And then some of them also have difficulty with the breathing. And we have these equipments. One of them is a CPAP machine that helps them to breathe better or supports their breathing. And some of the preterms can also stop breathing. That's also one of the problems. They can just get tired of breathing and then they stop breathing. They don't know that they will die.
They don't know. They just stop. I'm tired, so I've stopped.
I'm tired, I've stopped. So some of the hospitals have these monitors that I remember when they had the apnea monitor. So it's put close to the baby or the baby's bed. And then when they cease breathing, then it beeps. So you quickly go and then try and stimulate the baby to start breathing again. So these equipments must be available in the hospitals. Some hospitals don't even have a baby unit, and I think we should all try and create one in our facilities to help nurse these babies. And then also for the community, I mean, these things I'm talking about, the support, and some of the hospitals may not be able to provide all of them. And that's where sometimes the communities come in. You have some religious bodies coming to give donations and to support the baby units or buying equipment for the baby units. And these go a long way to help improve the survival of these babies. And the community must also not stigmatize
Unfortunately,
the mothers.
that thing is so prevalent in our society, stigmatization.
It is. And sometimes when they bring the babies home and they are so tiny, even the care they give to the baby or the support, they'll just, will this baby even survive? Why should we bother? You would have another baby. You know, sometimes this this mindset is what we have in our homes. And so that should change. Sometimes when we see the mothers doing the kangaroo mother care, so putting the baby in front of them, everybody knows that the baby should be at the back.
Yeah.
But here is the case, you see this mother and one old lady exclaimed, I mean, saw the mother with the baby in front in that kangaroo mother care position, and she was like, hey, and then I'm for the baby. So she doesn't understand. I mean, it's like people are always doing strange things, and she's just exclaiming because she saw that. So we need, as Dr. Success said, the education must go out, and people should support, and especially if they come out of the hospital and they are saying we should do these things, they should be able to support them and not say that this is not how we used to do it in our days. So the support should be there. At the community level, in the hospital, and the equipment must also be there. Thank you.
On the last bit of the government helping to prevent the mortalities that occur in preterm babies, what must the government do, Dr. Success?
Okay, thank you so much. I think my colleague started talking about provision of infrastructure. Yes. Most of our hospitals now are not really like baby and mother friendly.
At all.
We have like the mothers elsewhere and the babies elsewhere. So we want to advocate that going forward, when we are building hospitals, I mean, we should encourage mother. The structure should be such that mother and baby are not separated. Yes, so that, I mean, the rooming in, it makes it easier, especially the mothers who are operated. Yes, because yes, in our situation, we sometimes have like mothers referred, and then the babies are referred, and mothers, are in another hospital. Yes, but if we had baby and mother units in the hospital, then baby and mother are together. Baby will get all the needed care from the mother.
Even the hospitals that are trying to implement the MBU, the mother and the baby units, it's woeful. When you go there, they are trying, but then it's not adequate.
Yes. So I mean, more cheap zones or health centers need to be open, because we've seen that access to care or access to antenatal services, can be a problem. And then we need to encourage, as we sometimes have community-based health workers who need to encourage our teenagers to come to the facility.
And we have a lot of them, but they are not employed. They go to school and come back home, and well, that's to the government. Please employ more of these people.
So the government can also help in provision of some of this infrastructure that, for instance, the incubators, the phototherapy units, the CPAP machines, etc. Some of the drugs that the preterms need, some of the mothers may not be able to afford. Some of the antibiotics, some of the drugs like caffeine for them, for apnea. So the government should be able to support. Then we need to also, the government needs to motivate the health workers who are taking care of this. Because if we are not happy, it's not likely we are going to make someone else happy.
We are fatigued.
The health workers also need to be motivated. Those who are running a NICU, because you can have a baby at the NICU for 3 or 4 days, mother is somewhere else, and it's the health workers who are
feeding, changing diapers.
So we need to encourage, and we need
my NICU rotation was one of the most stressful times in my life. You go to work and you don't even remember to drink water. It is when you see some mothers eating, then you remember, oh, I didn't eat well. Unfortunately, that is the system we are in, but we are asking government to do better for us.
We also need to encourage like more people to go into training to take care of this.
Some of us that have said we don't want, we cannot become pediatricians. We have to change our minds.
We are not saying everybody. We can all become neonatologists or pediatricians, but I mean, the children are becoming more, and then we need more hands. So I mean, there can be stimulus package for those who are interested, as there can be package, but some people will still not be interested. But I mean, it will motivate or attract more people to come into the domain.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you very much for all these things that you've been educating us on. I hope anybody in any government position that has links, you should send this information to the government for us, and let's see if it helps in the future. So the baby has been discharged from the hospital, Dr. Gloria. Do they need to come back? Because you said the baby is fine, the baby should go home. Why does the baby have to come back? And do they even need to come back for reviews at all?
Yes, they definitely have to come back. And remember, I talked about some long-term problems.
Yeah.
And so the babies have to come, even if they are well, they've been discharged, they're at home, they don't have a fever, they don't have a runny nose or anything. From time to time, they have to come. So we assess their development. We check the weight and make sure that they are also growing well.
Yeah.
So their weight is on course, their development is also on course, or if they right measures. And then they also have hearing, some of them may have hearing problems. So it's important that we do a hearing assessment for them. We check their vision, their eyes, to rule out any difficulties or visual disturbances or visual impairments. So these things need to be done. And that is why they have to come to the hospital from time to time. And until they are graduated from the prematurity clinic. And on 17th December, we, at the Kumasi City Mall, some of the facilities in Kumasi had a graduation for some of the pre-term babies.
Was it 17th November or December? If
I
it's
said
December, I'll come.
November last year. Yeah.
Oh.
So we've done it. It was on
I missed.
November. That was the World Prematurity Day. And it was a beautiful sight. You see all these 3-year-olds and 1.5-year-olds being graduated from with their gowns and getting their certificates and all that. It's nice.
Yeah.
There were quadruplets, there were triplets, there were twins.
That's
so
beautiful.
the follow-up is necessary, so that if you are delaying in your development or there are any challenges at all, the right intervention can be instituted and done quite early. Because sometimes when you wait too long, then it becomes too late to correct. So follow-up is very, very necessary, even if the baby looks well to the mother.
Well, okay. So this is to the parents. If you want to be healthy, you need to eat well. And cocoa milk is a plant-based, non-dairy, sugar-free, additive-free milk for you. It's always the best option you can go for, and it's available in almost all the shops around. So when you're going to take milk, you just go for the better option. Cocoa milk. It's coconut-based milk, and it's good for everybody, the young and the old. So even if you have a premature baby that the doctor has cleared that you can start weaning, you can give them coconut milk, and I'm sure they'll be very well. They'll do very well. Okay, right. Back to the conversation about preemies. So can a premature baby achieve their full potential in life, Dr. Success?
Okay, thank you so much once again. I think we spoke about some complications that can arise from a baby being born too early. Yes, so those are there. So, but babies that are born premature can also achieve their full potential. Yes, so as you said, when you are discharged, we need to follow up to ensure that you don't have any complications. If they are detected early, then interventions can be done. For instance, if you have a problem with hearing and we don't deal with it, you are likely to have language and speech or communication problems.
Yeah.
But if it's identified and you are given maybe an assistive device, then yes, so being born too early doesn't mean that you will not achieve your potential.
I think we have a few pictures of some of the babies that were born too early. If the team can bring those pictures up. Yes.
Yes, so I mean, there are professors, there are consultants, there are politicians who were delivered before their time, and then they've gone on to achieve great things in life.
I have colleagues or doctors, and they were born before their time that they were supposed to be born, and they are doctors. So I don't think they didn't turn out to be half doctors. They turned out to be full practicing doctors. Even some of them are very good than some of the other people you might know around. So that was just to support your point, Dr.
Yes,
Success.
so you can achieve your full potential if you are delivered preterm and all the necessary care is given you, and then the follow-up, the required follow-up, you follow through. I mean, when you see them later, you are very happy because
I want them to show the pictures of the babies holding their before pictures. If the production team can do that for us. Yes, Dr. Success.
Yeah, so I mean,
see these beautiful
twins. So that's before and after. So we've seen that. I mean, if they didn't tell you that they were preterm, you will not know. Yes. So
and they are in a facility where they are connected to all these devices. If you can see the small photo there.
Yes.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yes.
I hope Ghana we get there or we pass there, where we can have all these devices available to all the premature babies. See this very beautiful young boy too. Yeah. If you see the before picture, it doesn't look like he would have even turned out. You can even count the ribs from the skin. Even from this side, I can see all the ribs. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Success, you were talking.
Yeah. So attainment of full potential is very possible. Yes. That is one of the reasons why we are having this talk. So when your baby is born early, a baby looks fragile, baby looks very tiny, baby is very vulnerable, they actually require the greatest care. If the care is given to them, I mean, after some time, when they come and you see them, you become happy because you are like, oh, we put in some effort and this is the result. And later on, they develop and they can achieve their potential, they can contribute to our growth and economy. So it's always helpful because you don't know who is going to be the next president or the next one who find a cure for COVID or something. So it could be that preterm that
would come
you are attending to now. So that's why we want to encourage all of us to, I mean, take very good care of them. There's an African proverb that says that it takes a village to raise a child, and then all hands are needed. It's not only the parents that
at first that thing used to be there. The essence of community used to be there, but it looks like now that Nimdie or knowledge is improving, we are becoming something which is there.
Yeah, but I mean, in Africa, we are still doing better than the...
Yeah, we
still have our extended family things. Elsewhere, it's more of nuclear family. So, I mean, the onus doesn't like on only the parents. Yes, it lies on all of us to ensure that we provide the care. I mean, how good a society is how they care for their vulnerable groups, and the preterms are one of those.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Dr. Gloria, we were talking about the babies reaching their potential. If you have any more to add to what Dr. Success said.
Yeah, I think Success has done justice to that. I mean, just say that I also know some doctors who were born before their time, And so mothers should be encouraged.
Yeah.
Don't think that because the baby is small and the baby may not be able to survive, or even if the baby survives, may become a burden or may not be able to grow to achieve what God wanted the baby to achieve. So they can. Some of them do very well. And so we must try all that we can to make sure that they live, they survive.
Okay. So this is not to remind you of your sorrow or anything, but the team here which extends their condolences to you on the loss of your father, Dr. Gloria. Accept our condolences.
Yeah.
Because you've been of great help to us. Whenever you even come asking us to do programs for you to teach us about babies. So if you've had this loss, we know that in the future when Christ comes again, we will see him on the resurrection morning. So be consoled, you and the whole family.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Just last words on prematurity, then we'll bring the whole conversation to an end. Dr. Success.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity to share some of the information that we have. I want to say that when we look at death from prematurity in relation to all children who die under 5, prematurity, I mean, contributes to the highest proportion. Yeah. And it's said that through cost-effective measures, about 75% of these deaths can be prevented in our part of the world. Yes, so we just want to reiterate that it takes all of us to help these babies to reach their full potential. So any way you can help a preterm mother or a preterm baby. For some of them, sometimes now, the pregnant, I think it's about 85.
Yeah, it's
imagine it's a teenage mother who was just trying and then got pregnant and sees a husband is working in a bank, but maybe he's just orderly or something in the bank, so they have poor financial background. Then they have to spend a number of months in the NICU, or by the time they are being discharged, they have less to nothing. So if you know of them and you can help in a way, because sometimes we have some of these people, benevolent people coming to donate, because I mean the feeding, because the feeding alone, yes, I mean nutrition in the first 100 days is a very good indicator of how, so the feeding alone, so we should support, yes, we should support. We've realized that it's a burden that is common in our environment, but we know how vulnerable our environment. Unfortunately, most of the preterms are also delivered to vulnerable mothers or parents, so we need to support them to reach their full potential. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Dr. Gloria, your last words quickly before we bring this show to an end.
Okay, so yes, we must try to prevent prematurity where we can. So mothers or people who seek to get pregnant must have checkups done. If you have hypertension, get it well controlled. Diabetes, get it well controlled. Visit the antenatal clinic as often as it's required of you, so that things can be picked up early, and then early interventions can also be instituted. We also talked about the teenagers, so parents should keep a close eye on their children, and the men too. Please stay away from the teenagers. Let them go to school or learn their trade. And let's prevent these teenage pregnancies. And then sometimes you do all these things and the baby is still born preterm, but there's hope. So that's where the hospitals come in, the community, the government, in the provision of equipment, in using the knowledge and skills we have to keep these babies alive. And then when they get to the communities, there should be support there as well. So this kangaroo mother care does a lot of things. One, this helps to regulate the temperature, the sugar, helps them to breathe better, their hearts beats better, they even feed better. So the Kangaroo Mother Care does a lot of things, and it's free. It's free. So the family should also support the husbands, the aunties, grandmas, all those that can support in the care of the preterm baby should do that. So let's try. I mean, all hands on deck to help these tiny babies survive. You never know. You may find, you may get the next president or somebody who's going to invent something.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, Dr.
World being a preterm baby. So let's try and keep.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria and Dr. Success, for joining us today and once again enlightening us on being born too soon and what can be done for these babies. I hope we've all gotten one or two things from this program. Do well to join us next week and get your tickets from for the Pella Fest too. It's on the 31st of December. And go and buy more cuckoo milk and drink and be healthy. I hope to see you next week, Monday at 8 p.m. It's been a wonderful time having you.
We have this hope that burns within our heart. Hope in the coming of the Lord.
Hope Channel, changing lives.
Good to see you again this evening and welcome. It is the evening devotion time. We will read God's word and meditate on it together. Tonight, let's take our Bibles and read from the book of Luke chapter 6 and verse 35. Luke chapter 6, verse 35. Let us hear the word of God. But love your enemies, do good and lend, hoping for nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the unthankful and evil. Let us be real. Sometimes forgiving our enemies is hard. Sometimes in our eyes, even impossible. This is especially so if our enemy is someone who was once very dear and close to us, and then they did us wrong. Something similar to Joseph and his brothers. Remember, they were ready to kill the young man. Not to love our enemies is to walk in disobedience to God. Remember that Jesus told us that if we love him, then we will obey his commandments. Thus, not loving our enemies and not doing good to them is to walk in unforgiveness, because it means we are holding a grudge against our enemies for one reason or the other. Not loving our enemies put our own lives at risk, because we open the door to bitterness, which consumes us from the inside out. Not loving our enemies will also derail us from our destiny. Imagine if Joseph had held on to hate and unforgiveness towards his brothers. Would he have acted in a way to save his family from the famine? The Bible reading for tonight tells us that when we forgive and love our enemies and do good to them, our Heavenly Father will reward us. Although the Bible does not specify the kind of reward, I believe you can imagine what God will give to you. Would you want an earthly reward? Remember, all things on this earth belongs to Him. He created them. Would you want a heavenly reward? In 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9, the Bible says, "Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love Him." What a privilege it is for you and I to forgive. And God's special reward awaits us. And now, as we end this devotional time together, and as you and your family enjoy your rest, may I share with you the Lord's blessings. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you and your family. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Peace at home. Peace at the workplace.